Hey guys, it's Dan here with the first project of 2019, and we're making this. What is it? So it's a display that's for my channel logo. So Dan Wiggins Art, DWA, that's what it stands for. You might see it in the bottom corner of the video, it's green. So there's a knob here. Ooh, what's that knob do? Well, there's wires coming off of it. So this is a selector for colors. We have off, red, green, blue, and then red, green, blue, red, green, blue. And it just repeats. And we have power in. So obviously this is going to light this up. And I made this with my Dremel, which I just got for Christmas, and it's what I was talking about in last video. So this is etching, and I got a little glass etching tip that I did all this with. So let's get into the build. You guys should definitely do safety precautions and all that stuff. So glasses, breathers, and all that. I got gloves. I have no clue if this is going to be dangerous or not. So I got the sleeves on. First thing, we are making an etched piece of glass with a Dremel tool that I got. This is a diamond tip, and I got two of them. I'm not sure which one's going to work best, so I'm going to test them out both. And this logo is what I'm going to etch on it, and that is my channel logo, Daniel Wiggins Art, Dan Wiggins Art, DWA. So we're going to just secure it with some tape. That's just so it doesn't move visually while I'm doing this. And since this is printed out and the glass is the same size as a piece of paper, it should be centered now, so that's good. It seems like it's not really doing much. I want to test out some stuff. I'll be back. I just switched to this tip, which is the ball one, and it looks like it's doing lines. So I'm just going to trace out these things and get to it. Yeah, so let's take the paper off and clean it with some alcohol or something. I don't know. Hey, there it is. So I'm going to clean this off and see if I can do something cool with it. So let's get to that. It's cleaned off, and there it is. I'm going to see how I'm going to frame it first. DWA. Dan Wiggins Art. I have the glass panel, and I have the LED strips I'm going to illuminate with. I measured across them, so I added a little bit of millimeters onto that measurement to account for the thickness that this is going to bend at. I have C channel, U channel, whatever you want to call it. It is aluminum. That's the size that I'm using, so I can account for the thickness of everything. And it's hard to tell in this lighting, but I have marked the lengths and 45s off of each one of those. And I'm going to cut it to length first by the full length. Here are my measurements. So I'm going to cut 40 and 3/8 at a 45 to get one piece. I'm going to notch out the other pieces and just bend it. So I can notch out these two triangles and bend it so it's just like a bracket. For the cuts, I'm going to be using a hacksaw. I just got a Dremel and I did the other work with the Dremel. I tried out one of the cuts with the Dremel cutter. It worked, but it got the aluminum hot, and I still don't have a full face shield. And I'm just going to go with this because I feel a little safer right now with what I know. So I'm going to first cut on the outside of the line because this is what we're keeping, this is what we're not keeping. So I'm going to cut on this side, and then I'm going to flip it over, cut on the other side, then I'm going to do the straight line next. So as you see, I made it so the cut almost went all the way through. And then when I was doing the diagonal cut to make this edge straight, I was pulling a little bit on this to give it a straight edge to push against. I just had to go at it with this file after it was done to get these edges a little more rounded off and not as sharp, and to continue the V groove down a little. So now we're going to try to bend this on the camera, and if I mess up, you'll get to see it. So hey, look at that, it bent. So those gaps are going to be intentional. That's what I'm going with, they're intentional. All right, now let's do that a couple more times and see what this looks like. Change of plans. I'm gonna cut the bottom off and have the top and glass all be detachable, and it's gonna be easier to assemble and fix in case something breaks. Yeah, so filing, sanding, making everything good. I found this in my electronics scrap bin. It is a 9-point selector for some equipment that I took it out of a while ago, and it was probably an oscilloscope or something. So it connects these two wires between these resistors. So each one goes across, but if I forget about this last half, and I just make this go to like the power or 12 volts, and then this shoots off to red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, then I'll have a selector that goes between the colors, and it's just going to be fun because I get to use old equipment and just make it look retro, I guess. Find number 2. You can tell this has been in my stuff for a while since it's a Radio Shack DC power jack, so I just randomly had the one that fit perfectly on the cable I plan on using. Awesome. Bear with me. I'm having an idea where we take a plank, we have this with the sign rising up out of it right here. So let's angle that so you can see. Pretend that's just going straight up. And then we have this switch on a separate piece of this board that's cut off and put right here. So it's got that like retro looking thing. So there's like a panel here, piece of wood here with the selector switch on it and the power jack coming out the back, wires going down through the board and then up through the bottom of this so that the wires are coming up through here. I was thinking that would look cool. So like there's the frame sort of just standing here with no wires that you can see, but then there's holes coming up from the back behind this wooden panel that the wires are going to attach to this and the power jack. And if you look on the back you can see it, but if you look on the front it's just like a little knob here that you just want to turn. I was thinking maybe doing it like that. So measuring this out so there's a little bit of leeway on each side and space for brackets, probably L brackets or something like that. Cut it here ish, so this can be the panel that goes there, you know. Yeah, so let's figure that out. So since there's about 5 inches of snow out right now, and I don't want to do anything outside, I'm going to do this one single cut right here with my plastic miter box, and this is going to be mounting here, holding on to this. Yay! So the switch twisting turning knob thing, it's going to be mounted in the middle of this or on the corner or somewhere artistic. And this is going to be right here with the sign, and there's going to be little L brackets holding it up on the edges. Those are going to screw in. So I made marks for all that stuff. So I'm just going to center line this, drill some holes, and get some stuff mounted. And hot glue them after you solder them, because these things are finicky. Do the same, going down through this hole, feed these wires through that hole, mount this on, and then we're going back to the soldering montage. What isn't complete without hot gluing wires down, because no one's going to see it except for all the viewers. Yeah. So let's clear off this workbench and show this thing working. Who cares about cleaning off the bench? We'll do that later. This, it is, and so it's off is the top position, and then it just goes red, green, blue, red, green, blue. The colors look better, so I'm going to try to get a better video for that. But yeah, Dan Wiggins art on display. I'm going to try to figure out a good place to have this in videos. Definitely, there's no yellow in it. Why does it look yellow? Weird. It's totally red. I don't know why it looks yellow. Hey, thanks again for watching this video. So, one thing to point out is when I made this, I sort of had to slide the glass back and forth until it was lined up with the LEDs on this, so that it will illuminate the engraved part a little better, because if it's too far forward or too far backward, the lights aren't going to shine directly onto the engraving part. And other than that, if you make this or make anything like this, this was almost a tutorial, so it almost is helpful. I see your guys' comments on some of my videos. Sorry if I skip some steps, but it's a video and we're having fun. I'm just having fun making stuff. So as far as stuff like this goes, you can help support it with Patreon. You know what Patreon is. You've probably heard a lot of people talk about it. You can get different things happening on mine. Like, see how I'm holding these names? And I threw them away. So those people, they're on my Patreon list, that they help pay for different things and they support the channel. So check it out and you can get a lot of benefits. You can also see some videos over here that I made. And that might be doing parkour or doing some other making stuff. So it's really cool stuff that I do. You can subscribe right here or click on the Patreon link if you don't want to go to the video description. So we'll see you in the next video.